Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have reviewed Queen Jane Seymour in The Tudors in season 2 and in season 3, and I'm going to do more of these reviews because I think Jane Seymour is the one that we have like complete misunderstanding of. Like we're just not sure who she was. And when I was doing the reviews of this historical character in a fictional show, it came to me that we need to debunk some myths about her. We need to talk about who she was and what do we know about her. So let's dive in about 3 myths about Jane Seymour. The first myth is going to be quite easy, is that she's just this angelic queen, that she's just so perfect. I think it's actually, I'm not sure, it goes from the sources back in the 16th century, though it is true that, Eustace Chapuis pretty much liked her due to the fact that Catherine of Aragon had died, in January 1536. So, and the one that he really disliked also had died in May 1536, Anne Boleyn. So did he like Jane Seymour? Probably. What's interesting though is that we also have the French sources. And in the sources, about Jane Seymour that is from Eustace Chapuis or that is from the French sources, people are saying that she looks plain. There's nothing about her. There's nothing woo. She's not like Anne Boleyn or Catherine of Aragon in that respect, that had that type of presence that people were going to write a lot about them. She was probably as intelligent as Catherine of Aragon or Anne Boleyn, but like it's just the way she was represented in the sources, in the archives. She was nothing like so perfect. She was just probably very humble, very pious. And in a way, I would even push to the word submissive. But in the sources, when you look at the diplomatic, what ambassadors are saying, she's plain. No one says that she's a great beauty. No one says that. To be fair, they don't even say it about Anne Boleyn. But with Anne Boleyn, there's something a bit exotic about her. There's something different that you can find at the sources. With Jane Seymour, not really. So yeah, plain, fair. Nothing really interesting. So I think that's one of the myths, that she was just so perfect, so beautiful. I mean, Barbie, like the thing that we're pushing basically in fictional works, like in The Tudors or even in other shows in many ways. The second myth about Jane Seymour was that she was just this passive submissive. I just said that she probably was a bit submissive, probably because she learned what would happen, how she needed to behave to please Henry VIII. But she was not entirely submissive, and so I've covered this in my review, even of in the big reviews for my members about Warful and how she's portrayed, and I'll make a video on that as well, because I think it is a better portrayal of Jane Seymour. But the fact that, yes, she did voice her concerns about the dissolution of monasteries, though did she do it in a very strong way? It's how I explained when I reviewed Queen Jane Seymour in The Tudors in season 3. I really dived into, I was really interested in the archives. I was really interested in the sources and what they were actually saying. And actually, it's pretty clear that she benefited from the dissolution of monasteries. I mean, what I'm saying by that is that she got wealth herself. So I think for religious reasons, yeah, Jane Seymour would have probably said something because she was extremely pious, and she probably knew that it was maybe wrong. And let's not forget here that Anne Boleyn voiced her concerns about dissolution of monasteries. That Anne Boleyn wanted to help the poor. That Anne Boleyn was the queen who actually tried to fight against the dissolution of monasteries, probably more than Jane Seymour. And I think that's going to blow your mind when you listen to this, because we don't discuss this enough at all. So that's very interesting when you really look at what Jane Seymour actually did, the fact that she benefited from the dissolution of some monasteries where she got the wealth herself, but also that she voiced her concerns that Henry VIII didn't just say, oh my god, like what are you saying, but also like said, okay, fine, he kind of refunded to monasteries and asked for prayers for him and her. So which shows that in a way they did have a type of partnership, that she was not just this submissive wife, and that in a way that she could influence him. And if she had lived longer, mother of a king as well, mother of a prince and mother of a king. Like, I think I need to make a video on this, because it would have been very interesting take on what type of woman I think she would have become. The third myth is just that Jane Seymour is this very nice and very gentle, very kind queen. And yes, we've seen again in my reviews, and please look at them and watch them if you haven't, of Queen Jane Seymour in the Tudors. But it's a bit like simplistic. So yeah, she liked Princess Mary, and we've seen that, like we've discussed it. She liked her, reinstated her at court, didn't reinstate her in the succession. Very important, because I think here it's something they completely got wrong. It's something that that would have made no sense. Also for our own benefit. Like, she wanted to have children of her own, so why would she reinstate Princess Mary? In the sources, we know that Princess Elizabeth was invited when she was she must have been, like, she was very young, like 3 and a half or something, back to court. And we know that Jane didn't make any attempts on bringing her to the royal table, and she was kept away. So here we really have a queen that showed lots of kindness towards Princess Mary, but not so much towards Elizabeth. I explained this in my reviews of the show, where, you know, in the Tudors, where I say, basically, maybe it's pretty clear that Jane Seymour was probably not Anne Boleyn's biggest fan. And so that would explain why she would not extend that, that motherly love towards Elizabeth. Now again, we can, discuss about what would have happened if Jane Seymour had not died. Would she have shown maybe more love towards Princess Elizabeth? It's possible. I'm not sure. I'll probably, as I said, I'll probably do a full video on this, because I think it would be a very interesting topic. Let me know in the comments if it's something you would like me to discuss. But I think something else that we need to discuss is her relationship with her brothers. Where we always have this idea that she was just a pawn, and it seems to me that she was also very much in charge of her fate. That she was not just a pawn. But we tend to forget that women in noble families, they did play their role, but it was part of, like, the bigger family, the bigger picture, like what to do, what was best for everyone's interest, not just hers, but her brothers, her fathers. And so, though obviously Jane Seymour's father is going to die in December 1536, so that plays a role as well in the type of queen she would have become. Let me know in the comments of what you think of Queen Jane Seymour. What is the image you have of her? Because I think she's such one of the most misunderstood of the 6 wives. Do you agree with me on this? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!